Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to discuss about a mess meal calculator, which is a spreadsheet or Excel sheet. This spreadsheet is developed by Imran Hossain Shimul, and I am going to explain how you can use this spreadsheet for calculation of your mess meal. Okay, let's move on the spreadsheet. Well, this is the spreadsheet. Before proceeding on how you can use the spreadsheet, let me explain the features of this spreadsheet. This column, that means column A, this column is dedicated for the date of the month, and this row, that means number 2 row, in this row you have to put the name of the border of your maize, and at the right side column, that means J column, this will provide you the total number of meal per day. This is the total number of meal per day. That means the in this case 4.4 is the total meal for the day 1. That means 172020. Okay. At the end of this table, you will find that individual total meal after the ending of a month. At the end of the month, we will find, after completing the inputting the values of each day meal, this row will provide you the total individual meal. So this is the total individual meal for Imran, and this is the total individual meal for Amit, and this is the total individual meal for Shazib. And together, this total individual meal will be displayed at the bottom corner. You can change the color of this particular row, particular column in accordance to your wish. I can color this one just like with red or like this. This is the total meal. You can bold this total meal. That means the cumulative meal of each and every person of the mess. And beneath this chart, this is the total amount of taka that has been expended or expenditure, the cost of the meal, whatever you say. That means this table is dedicated for the amount of taka or amount of money that has been spent during the entire month. So these are the names of the borders of the maize, and this is the amount of taka that has been used for buying all the stuffs that will record that has been required for the cooking the meals. So we can say that this is the amount of taka that has been already spent for bazaar. So Imran Hossain has spent 2,559 taka, Amit 300 taka. Shazib Bhai, he has spent this amount of taka. So this is the total amount of taka that has been spent by individual borders, and this is the total amount of taka that has been that is the cumulative amount of taka that has been spent throughout the entire month. Okay. So this is the total meal. This is the total taka, and by dividing this total taka with the total meal, you will get the meal date, and this is the meal date. And this particular sector will provide you the meal date, and the meal date is 40.08 taka. Now, this row is dedicated for individual borders total payable amount. That means based on his consumed number of meals that he has consumed, and then according to the meal rate, how much he should pay for the current month's meal. And you can see that Imran Hossain has consumed 50.07 meal, and the meal rate is 40 and 40.08, and according to this he has to pay 2031.99 taka for this month, and he has already paid, or he has made bazaar with this 2559 taka. So he has balance, and this row is dedicated for the balance. You can see that there is a first bracket that indicates due. If this value comes with a first bracket, that means you have due, and if this value do not have any first bracket, that means it is your surplus. So Imran has 527 taka surplus. On the other hand, Shajib Bhai, he has 460 taka due because he has consumed 36.8 meal, and according to the meal rate he has to pay 1474 taka, but he has only spent 1015 taka during his bazaar. So he has he has due, which is 460 taka, and this 460 taka has been covered with a first bracket indicating that it is due. So this chart will give you the due and the surplus in the same row, and you can easily distinguish between the due and the surplus by just observing that whether it is with border, it is with first bracket or not. If it is without first bracket, then it is surplus, and if it is with first bracket, then it is a due. So this is very easy to calculate the amount of meal, and you can see that he has this amount of due. Now, if he provides or gives us the amount that was due, then what will happen? Let us say he has given 800 taka. Now we can see that the whole thing has been changed. The meal rate has been changed, and each and everybody's individual due has been changed. Since the total amount of taka has been changed, everything has been changed. So this is very simple. You can just put the amount of taka and you can get the meal rate. Now let me show you practically how you will calculate your mess meal rate. Suppose you have to make this 0. And one thing more, that this spreadsheet, that means the amount of taka. Let me show this. This is the surplus. This is the surplus, 974 taka, 79 taka, and this surplus will be continued in the next month. For example, this is the spreadsheet for next month, and you can see that this surplus is carrying under the name as just it was in the previous month. That means this person has 979 taka surplus, and which is still demonstrating in the next month, and it is also demonstrating in the next month and next month, so on. That means whenever you copy this particular section, this amount which is surplus for a person, or which is already has been indicated as a due for the person, will be carried on in the next month. You do not have to write separately this amount of taka in this amount of taka or value in this spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet carries the dues as well as the surplus to the next month. Thus you have to just copy this one, just like this. May move or copy, move to the end, create a copy. You can move in the end or after the October, whatever you say. Okay. Now we can see that this is the another spreadsheet that has been made, and you can move this one October, and you can rename this just like this, November. This is another spreadsheet, and you have to change this name date for this particular month. Okay, let me show you how you can put your values in this individual spreadsheet. Okay, before putting this, I have already eroded or erased all these values, omitted these values. So there is no meal and meal rate. Let's say he has eaten 3 meals, he has eaten 5 meals, he has eaten 7 meals, 8 meals, 9 meals, 10, 1, 3, 7. So this is the total meal. Okay, this is the total meal for a particular day. This is the total meal for the month, and you do not have to erase this column, and you should not enter any values in this column. You can find a clear sheet, but just omit these values. Do not enter any values in this column or in these rows. In these rows and in these columns, you can erode or omit this one, but do not enter any values in these rows, in this column, because this is not for entering any value. This is for the calculation. Okay, let us say he has eaten 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, these types of meals. So this is the total meal for the day, total meal for the month. Suppose the next day, this is the total meal. This is total meal for the day, and this is total meal for the month. And he has spent 210 taka. He has spent, and you can see that this is the meal rate. And individual persons, only he has got surplus. He has got dues because they do not have entered any value. And just input put this money value, and you will get that how much the meal rate. This is the meal consumed. That this is the individual meal rate or individual taka. He has to pay this amount of taka, and he has already spent 210 taka in the bazaar, so he has got 119 taka surplus. He has eaten 13 meals, and according to the meal rate, he has to pay 130 taka, and he didn't pay any taka, so he has got 131 taka due. Is the due. In this way, you can calculate the individual meal or meal rate for each and every month, and this is very easy. I hope you have understood how can you calculate the meal, and you can easily make a copy of this sheet and to carry on in the next month. That's all for this moment. Thanks to all for watching our video.